Honestly, guys, this might be one of the hardest videos I've ever made. I've already tried to make this video a couple times, and I just keep on having to go over it again because I just am like so worked up, and I just can't. I'm like having a hard time just getting my thoughts out there for you guys. But you know, I'm coming off an emotional high right now. This movie left me just emotionally just everywhere, but I'm trying to bring myself down, trying to give you guys a level-headed, spoiler-free review. This review will be spoiler-free, I promise you that, so you don't have to worry about that. I will be doing a spoiler review probably tomorrow, and then I will be doing a stream tomorrow night where we can all talk about the spoilers and all of that good stuff. But for now, this is a spoiler-free review for Avengers Endgame. So, starting off this movie, I just have to say, wow, this movie is insane. This movie's crazy. This movie is incredible, and honestly, this is in a lot of ways the perfect ending that I wanted for the series. I will tell you this right now: the first hour and a half of the movie, I guess you could say the first half of the movie, I was not entirely on board with this movie. I was not entirely with the Russo brothers and the vision that they were trying to get across with this movie. I was kind of like, I'm not really with you there yet, Russo brothers. I'm not really on board with this yet. I was having a hard time just going along with the type of plot they were giving us. And I don't know. I was having a hard time getting on board with what they were trying to do creatively, with the writing, with the plot, all of that stuff. But then along came the second half of the film, and that really just took off. That was just amazing. Just everything about the second half of the movie is just pure epicness. Just is incredible. It's just absolutely incredible. And after the second half of the movie, I was able to appreciate the first half even more, and I actually understood exactly why they did the things that they did in the first half, and it totally made sense after I saw the second half of the movie. So then I was able to appreciate the first half of the movie, and I was like, man, the Russo brothers did a fantastic job with this movie. I love this movie so much. I love this movie. I want to talk about the second half of this movie so much because the second half is incredible. But the first half is good too. It's just different. It's not what you expect in a Marvel movie. It doesn't feel Marvel-y at all and stuff. And I think that's what really threw me off about it. The thing that I liked about the first half, and I guess kind of throughout the entire movie, but especially kind of in the beginning of the movie, was how different these characters are than what we are used to seeing them as. You have to keep in mind, this is coming off of the snap. This is coming off of an event that wiped out half of life, and when you come off of that, you're going to be different. These characters, our heroes that we've grown to love so much, and we are so used to seeing them as those heroes, are completely different after the snap. They're not like how they are at all, and I appreciate the Russo brothers for being ballsy enough to take that move where they create these characters in different scenarios, where they show them in ways that we've never seen them before. And it was kind of weird at first. It's like, wow, this is not at all how I'm used to seeing these characters. But after a while, I appreciated it. I was like, wow, the Russo brothers actually went there. They actually took that extra step to make you believe that the snap was that effective on people and stuff. Like, it had that much impact on people in there's so many great moments in the first half as well. I will say that the editing of the first half was kind of shaky. There was some moments that definitely could have been better as far as the editing goes and stuff. But man, the second half of this movie makes up for all of that. The second half is just so good, and it's perfect. It is literally perfect. There's nothing I would want them to change in the second half of this movie. It was just the perfect ending for this series. The thing I loved about this movie is that they took so many things from the past movies and kind of brought them into this movie. This movie paid homage to the entire 11 years previous of the Marvel Cinematic Universe in such a beautiful way, and it made you actually... It just made you feel so connected with the whole scope of what they did with this series up to this point. All of the past 11 years of the Marvel Cinematic Universe were, in a way, tied off in this movie, and they did it beautifully. and they just did such a fantastic job with this movie. So I just want to say thank you to the Russo brothers for everything that you did in this movie. As someone who has been just a huge fan of this universe ever since the very beginning, and someone who's been there along the way this entire time, and someone who has been a skeptic of some of the movies that they put out, like Captain Marvel and things like that, I loved what they did with this movie. Even Captain Marvel in herself she did not ruin this movie. Her parts were honestly handled pretty well. The Russo brothers did a better job with her than I expected them to. Let's just put it that way. She was not that big of an importance on the plot of this movie at all. And the Russo brothers did a good job handling her as best as they could, obviously. She kind of made my eyes roll a little bit at a couple of spots, but besides that, there's some people that are saying this movie has a lot of woke moments in it. I didn't really find that to be true. There was maybe like one moment where it was very obviously woke. There's one pretty major moment that's pretty woke, and that's towards the climax of the film. And when you see the movie, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. It wasn't even that it was a bad moment necessarily. It was just like you knew why they put it in there, and you knew exactly why why Marvel had them put it in there. But even with that being said, it wasn't a breaking moment of the movie for me. It wasn't a moment that made me go, well, this movie's over. This movie is a complete garbage fest now. It wasn't like that at all. And it was a pretty small moment, to be honest, in the grand scheme of things in this movie. So you don't really have to worry about that. The woke moments are pretty minimal in this movie. So that's good. But besides all of that, everything that they did in this movie, was great, and they really did a great job of tying off this entire series, and I'm completely happy with what the Russo brothers did with this movie. And I'm just emotionally this movie just toppled on top of me emotionally and just left me just everywhere emotionally, and I love that. I love the fact that and feels just so emotionally fulfilled with this movie. So I'm just so thankful for the Russo brothers and what they did with this movie. It's crazy, and I want to talk more about it with you guys, and I can't wait to talk more about it with you tomorrow. But yeah, these are just kind of my general thoughts about the movie. There's so many epic moments in this movie, so many great moments, and I honestly, this movie actually made me more excited for the Marvel Cinematic Universe moving forward. And I can't really tell you why, but there's some pretty awesome things in here that point towards hopefully some pretty cool stuff that could be happening in the future with the MCU. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is my completely just honest, spoiler-free review for Avengers Endgame, and I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I just appreciate all of you so much for all of your support, and I will talk to you all very soon in another video. Talk to you later. Bye.